Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into crypto and wax and decided to start your art collection
You know, I got
before
back.
you do some screen sharing with your presentation.
Yes, will do. So my story began back in like 2017 when I was still in the military. Actually, when I remember Bitcoin was at 2,500 and Ethereum at $25. My first NFT was a crypto kitty, and I bought like a bunch of Litecoins at 50 cent. And at that time, I sold everything at $25. But now, when you look at crypto now, I wish I would have held on. But I got back into crypto around 2019 after I got out of the military, and I was like, "Yo, this is the best time to invest." So what I did was got into investing because of DeFi summer when Uniswap first dropped their protocol. So I did a little yield farming, made some money, but also lost some money. And then what got me onto getting back into NFT was I saw Street Fighter 5 on WAX platform on the blockchain, and I was like, okay, let me go check this out. What is this about? Got on it, and after that, I fell in love with one of the artists. As low key, he's 23. His name is Oxel Production. At that time, I collected his NFT. It's Japan Stamp 22. Yeah, I just decided to buy a bunch of number 22's and locking them with 22.22 wax token. And I realized that that was a fun thing to do for me as a hobbyist, like just collecting in general. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm shilling my favorite artist right now. I told him I'm gonna make a movement on Telegram, and he was like, okay. I was like, it takes two to make a movement. I was like, yo, that has a little ring to it. So eventually, I made my tweet, and I became a little tweet artist for a bit. So I always maximize all the characters on the tweets. Every time I post is all intentional, and I try to max it out with hashtags, whatever. I didn't care if it was trending or not. I just care about, like, okay, if it looks cool or not. So then I realized that I could tap in with other artists. So that's when I began my journey of the 22. Just collecting other people's other artists' 22, and just start locking them 22.22 tokens. So I did that, and I had like over 600 locked tokens. I mean, 600 locked NFTs. Um, that was locked with 22.22 tokens, and I told myself that I'm not gonna sell this. I'm not gonna burn it until was it 2022 February.
Oh,
Yeah, February, when it was 2222.
yeah.
Everything was 22. First February 2nd and February 22. So I really worked with that. I just kept that, and eventually, how the market is right now. I've been consolidating a little bit because, but I did kept my promise that I was gonna lock every single token for until that day and that date and that time, and even we could call it, at 2 o'clock, 2:22 a.m. So I went that far, and I was pretty a big fanatic of the numbers because I'm really into numerology and astrology. So I'm really digging that metaphysical stuff. While still trying to incorporate it with NFT. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. So what happened on that date? You got to that date, right? So
yeah.
then what happened?
So I got to that date, right? And after that, like, well, I got my, during that year, I remember I got my wallet compromised at least 3 times. But not the wax token, though. But, I got it compromised. And plus, when you're self-funded like I am, where you have to figure out how to yield farm, where you could keep it sustainable, then, you got to do what you got to do. So, I burned my NFTs, or there's some NFTs that I'm gonna keep forever that I'll never give away. But there's NFTs like, okay, I have multiple of this. I could just burn that, but I burned all of the uh, Kenneth Bozak NFT because you know uh, when I got into Wax, I know he was a very big player, big influencer, on board a lot of people onto Wax, but he didn't understand, like, uh, the community. and he took his community for granted. And for that, I saw that, and I learned actually from him just by watching his downfall. So made me realize that I gotta value my community. I try to give back to my community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you buy something from me, I know that for a fact that I make it rain in my Telegram, like almost every single day. On each Telegram, that's 2 wax, probably like in 4 or 5 chat rooms. I self-fund my own 22 movement. Really, I had help. I networked it with a lot of people, but really, I self-funded. I did everything that I thought was fun because when I got into the Twitter space, right? I was thinking about like an MMO in my head. Okay, I'm NyteWolf. This is my gamer tag for like for the longest time. I'm like, okay, um, I'm gonna play a character online and see how that goes. It's just like an MMO. You interact with people and stuff like that. Just having that relationship, and you build that relationship over time. And I was like, okay, I could translate it into real life. So I learned a lot in this space with public speaking, with talking to other artists, with promoting, marketing, with like everything really. Just building a community, that believes. And the 3 core values behind the 22 is the integrity. We integrity, honesty, and also like the awareness, spreading that word of the blockchain. Because by the end of the day, I'm a blockchain empathizer. So I like all blockchains. I like NFTs. Been
Love
in the
it.
game pretty long, so just want to support my community.
Love it. So yeah, started with an idea. Hey, could just start with numerology, which I want to get into your presentation next. But locking 22.22 on NFTs and collecting a kind of a thing, and whether you burn some or not. Like if you're gonna sell them now, it's that's a NyteWolf NFT. Look, it's got 22.22 locked on it. It's neat. Hey, I'm gonna turn on your screen share if that works. If you want to get started.
Yes, yes, I will get started. Let me pull this up real quick. Put this in the presentation mode and get the road going. Let's see,
There you go.
it's right here. And slideshow. Got it. We're gonna start from the beginning.
Word up.
All right.
Is your
Yes.
is your camera a little flexible? Can you point it up a little bit or nah? To like up to your
Okay.
face a
If
little
I-
bit?
if
Yeah,
I
there,
point-
there you
if I
go.
point it up right there. Right
Yeah,
there. Okay.
you're good. Yeah, there you go.
I'm good. All right. So this is my PowerPoint presentation from NFTopia that I created when I was on Breakman's ConsumerBreak stream. And I haven't changed anything yet because there was nothing needed to be
Oh,
changed.
no problem.
So,
Yeah, just go.
so
Because a lot of us don't have any clue what 22 means and what all this all this vision and ideas you got going on. So yeah, tell us
so
about it.
the idea behind 22 and the path of the 22 is more of being a builder in this material plane. 22 is an angel number. It's also a master number. So there's 3 master number, right? So there's 11, 22, and 33. If you guys heard about the Freemasons or anything, 33 degree is the highest degree of knowledge, wisdom, esoteric information. The occult secret, occult meaning hidden knowledge. Doesn't mean like witchcraft or whatever. It's just understanding that there is a world out there that we do not understand or we do not see, called the quantum realm. So I take all my inspiration from my spirituality, from understanding and tapping into the divinity, meaning within myself, and using that as a way to manifest, or with any action I do, any art that I do has gonna have a sort of emotion. So everything I create, everything I interact with, anything that I represent has a type of an emotion, a feel to it.
Hmm.
So that's where I want to come with. Art is meant for emotion. So when you look at something, you want to feel something. So that's the feeling that I want to represent. The represent of like the higher knowledge, the higher wisdom. So
Awesome.
yeah. So it gets real. I'm a really deep thinker,
Gets deep.
philosophical.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. And every NFT I make, right, and starting now with the one of ones, will have an origin story and has a meaning behind it. So I mean, like, I just do stuff that makes me feel good. Whether people dislike it or not, that's not What matters is if it feels good, it looks right, then I'm okay with it, you know. And if people want to represent me, cool. If people don't, that's cool too, because you can't like make everybody like you. And and that's just in reality, you know. And my goal is trying to live the most honest, truest, life as possible. You know what I'm saying? And trying to interact, make friends, and just being honest. And I don't hold anything. What is it? I don't hold anything or feel anything that's personal, because I feel like life is too serious at this moment in time. So I try to have fun with everything, whether it's dark humor, being sarcastic, and just being out there and having fun, and just enjoying myself. And I think like the number 22 represents me in a way where I'm not that number, but I want to emulate that number, But my number is actually number 7.
Okay. Your number is actually 7, huh? What's that
Yeah,
mean?
it's well, a 7 in numerology is considered high IQ. It's an intellectual number. It's a knowledge number. So
Okay.
for me, I tap into that number, but I really like the number 22. Just the fact that when you see this logo right here in front of you, it's created by an artist in Thailand, from Thailand, Onijin. And I'm pretty sure you heard of the Oni Beast collection when I first talked in the last stream. Well, when he created this, right? I was so impressed because I didn't know how the design was going to be. But when you look at it, right, it's actually an ohm symbol, or
Mm-hmm.
an omega symbol, which represents the beginning, the middle, the finale. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at that, that has a universal meaning, because really, when you connect with everything in life, everything has a symbol. When you look at McDonald's, you see the M, right? Everything's all symbology, and they say symbols rule the world. And everything is embedded with symbols
Mm-hmm.
and meaning, and it's something that you have to decipher over time. And I think that's through experience and the awareness.
Okay, great. Yeah, your logo does have like a omega shape, while also having like a 22. Like the first two is like backwards,
Yep.
but so it's like a two twos together.
Yeah, it is.
I
It's
like it.
two
I
twos,
like it.
and I didn't even come with that. That's crazy. That's the crazy part.
It works. Yeah, show some more. Show some of your slides here before we'll do another
Yes.
grubfish here before long. But let's look at some more slides here.
Okay, I'm gonna start. This is like I created this slide as a story. So the path of the 22s begin. The stars shine brightly in the night sky as the 22 path emerges into the light. As the trail begins to take shape, the tall trees in the forest reveal their hidden knowledge, signaling the beginning of an exciting adventure. So this is the origin story of NyteWolf. So 2019 found me back in Oregon. Have served my country, feeling confident that the universe is on my side. I have always been a deeply spiritual person who questions the very foundation of reality. My many supernatural events and instances of divine synchronicity have manifested before my eyes. While I was learning what it means to live for something other than the materialistic society into which we are all born, every once in a while I wonder if there is a world out there that we can only sense with our intuition.
Hmm.
So this art right here was one of the 22 movement. It was dropped on the Wolf Moon in January. So I drop all my
Oh.
22 movement on a full moon. So that's an intention behind all of my 22 movements. But the reason why I give it for free, or technically semi-free, point zero 0.01 wax, is because I want people to hold my NFT and appreciate the way I appreciate my own art.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, this is season 1. I got 5 more varieties left until I finish up the season 1. So right now, all the NFT, every full moon I drop it, right? And up to 22. So season 2 will be all blendables. I'm just saying that right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the alpha. It's going to be all blendables. So whoever was supporting me in the beginning will benefit from just getting a bunch of free shit in the beginning.
Yeah, and there'll be ingredients later. Great.
Yes. Yes. And that's
Great.
the one of the path of the 22. All right, next slide. The journey of the 22 continues. The unseen world beckons me, a mysterious and unknowable place that I must traverse in order to discover the truth. The path of the 22 is the journey to the unknown, a quest to understand the mystery of the universe and the secret of the soul. NyteWolf origin. I am aware of previously unsuspected universe through the sensation of the pineal gland to opening the visible light spectrum. Understanding our habits and characters unlock the thoughts process one's spirit and had derived from the beginning. Mind, body, spirit must be harmonious to control one's behavior completely. This will become clear to us as we become aware of our emotions and how we can tap into and unlock the ability of our DNA. We are socialized to accept the consensus of others' perception as truth. As I turned inwards for wisdom, I began experiencing synchronicity. So this is the origin. This is how it all started. This is the Oxo production. He's a 23-year-old artist from France, actually. So I was talking to him when I was his promo guy, or just chilling. I don't really promo. I just chill pretty hard to somebody I like. So this is where the 22 path began. So if you read the tweet, it says, so we had a conversation, and I was like, okay, why did he chose the number 22? And he told me that his favorite number is 8, and his mom's number is number 2. So number 8 represents abundance, money, luck. 2 represents peace. So I like number 2. 2 is the base number of 22. So he needed a 12 characters, so he put the number 22. I was like, good choice. Now I'm gonna collect number 22 on his collection forever. So he's like, oh shit, you're a genius. I'm like, okay, then I'm gonna lock the 22.22 wax 2 of 22s, and he called it the 22ception.
The 22ception, and that just started you off. You're like, oh, we're sticking with this
I just ran off
theme
with that.
now.
I just ran off with that, and I'm gonna get back to the story. In light of this, I discovered a movement centered on the angel number 22. I started in cryptocurrency space in 2017 when things like initial coin offering and BitConnect clones were a commonplace. After discovering Street Fighter on WAXP blockchain ecosystem in 2019, I got back into NFTs and eventually started marketing my first collection. Japan Stamp 22 is the official title of this group of stamps. The 22 resonates with what I've come to understand as a guiding symbol for my life path. Today, I'd like to highlight Oxo Production, a French graphic designer student who was at that time 23 years old. It was because of this that I started using Twitter more frequently. I felt motivated to start a 22 theme movement because I wanted to contribute to the growth of the Japan Stamp 22 group. Following the path that leads to the 22, artists who recognize the significance of the number 22 through their work shines a light on its symbolic meaning. From the world of cryptocurrency to the realm of creative expression, and the many people who live here, this page is dedicated to illuminating the many roads that leads to the 22. After achieving my goal and contributing to the community development, I made the conscious decision to lend a hand in the advancement of other communities too, by holding numerous giveaways on Twitter. I was encouraged to make NFTs by the community. Therefore, I decided to make a Black Desert Online character with my Cataluna face swap series on WAXP as the focus of my debut NFT. So I used this character who I played over 1,010 hours. I invested in this character and decided to make a theme out of her. Her name is Luna. Luna meaning the moon, obviously. Mai means I. Kata means practitioner. So we in this crypto space where we're trying to moon anything that we trying to invest, correct? So I was like, okay, this is perfect. My Cataluna. And when I first face swapped her, I was surprised that a digital character looks so real. So I made a collection called Made with Love, or just My Cataluna face swap. So first reaction was astonishment at the prospect of 3D image character from a video game in which I had invested over 1,010 hours coming to life in the virtual world. I have given a form to a virtual persona belonging to the fictional character in whom I once deeply invested. Anything I do in this collection is free. So I made this collection, right? Anything I do in this collection, it was given out for free. I never sold anything on this collection. It's unwhitelisted, but it gave me an opportunity to experiment with creating NFTs. Okay, I could do this, I could do that. So all my messed up was on here.
Awesome.
The path of the 22 is an experience of tapping into and thinking outside. A walk along the path of the 22 is an adventure into the unknown, a chance to learn more about oneself and the world. It's a quest for a self-awareness and a quest to find one's place in the world. Along the way, we gain the ability to think critically and independently, expanding our horizon and inspiring new ideas. We force ourselves to question conventional wisdom and open our minds to alternative point of view. And since then, everything I've done in the NFT space has been geared towards making blockchain not only more enjoyable, but also more accessible to a broader range of communities. I wanted to drop my buy today to share my enthusiasm for the WAXP and TON blockchain. I do have a TON collection, guys, and the NFTs I've been able to acquire there. So, this is the slide from the NFTopia, but yes, I do have an NFT collection on TON. So, just definitely check it out. The links is in here. I could post it up later on. Help me expand the area and extend a hand of peace to all surrounding communities by joining me on this adventure. One ego is illusion, and one greed is a mental disease. As a follower of the 22, I come here with a long-term outlook to enjoy the ride through the communities in Web3. Once again, I appreciate your help so much. Here's hoping the number 22 help us find the answer we need to move forward. Thank you, everybody, and that's my slide presentation,
very,
guys.
Very nice. Applause.
Oh, I got another slide, actually. Hold on. This is the last one, the final one, the grand finale. All right, the grand slam.
All right.
The future of the 22 just started. The journey has begun, and the possibilities are limitless in the world of 22. The path of the 22 is winding one, ever evolving and full of possibility. NyteWolf links are right there. You know what I'm saying? You got my referral link. Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter, but you know what? That's the story, guys.
That is awesome. Anybody got questions of any kind, you can throw them our way. And awesome. Yeah, let's take a little break. Let's get on to a grubfish. After this, after the grubfish, I want you to go through some of your art.
Yes,
Just go through some of your templates and kind of the thought behind that and how you got to some of them and stuff like that. But
yes, most definitely.
Very cool. While I bring my face back. So, yeah, and then a couple of these prizes I have here. Give me a second here. There we go. Yeah, it's still unclear to me why my cam goes out. I don't know why. So if I go and looky here, of course we have the special collab drop, the taking a break on 22's. That's on the puzzle game and the bounty block. So let's look at that real quick, nice and big. There we go. What inspired you to make this design last week? I know you're just taking a break, right? So this chick is just taking a break.
Yes. So that chick right there is Luna. So that face right there is the original face of my Black Desert Online character. So I was like, you know what? ConsumerBreak. Shoot, what kind of idea can inspire me to make something like this? I'm like, you know what? Taking a break, right? We're consumers. We like to take a break. And I saw this picture, and I face swapped her. I'm like, you know what? Now I got to create the background. So the background is AI. It's all AI, right? So all my work is AI and also face swap since I first started. So, I could draw, but I choose to jump into this niche just because I wanted to focus more on networking, and that's what I'm really passionate about, is just socializing with people. Because I'm a social butterfly. Yeah,
and you fit right in NFTopia then in that case. Well, that's great. I like seeing, obviously I love seeing collab stuff. I'm all about it. So seeing our nice logo in the background, all shiny, is real cool. Puzzler's asking, does the bunny have a name too?
Does the bunny has a name? This bunny right here?
Yeah.
The
bunny on her lap.
The bunny has. Oh, the bunny. Okay, so I tell you about the bunny right now. The bunny is actually me. All right, because I was born on year of the rabbit. I'm a rabbit zodiac in Chinese, but you're the cat in Vietnamese. So I go by cat years, but yeah, I'm a rabbit.
Okay. So is the bunny's name Wolf then?
A little wolf. Well, you're talking about bunnies. I want to give a shout out to BTFD. Their rabbit collection. We're in year of the rabbit season, so I got to represent the year of the water rabbit we are in. So the rabbit is me.
The water rabbit. Nice. And I have well, there's also this one is on the puzzle game, which is really cool. This is a mint number 2 of 2, and the other one has been burned. So this is the only one remaining. And go back to the video. And that's on the puzzle game, so that's gonna go out to somebody next week. And that looks pretty too. Look at that. That's look pretty.
So if you go on my Instagram, right? So each creation that I create will be posted on Instagram, and all my one-of-ones, I'm starting to create a story for each one of them, so I could read this one, what the idea comes from,
Yeah.
It's called. So this is called the state of serenity. I was trying to encapsulate that. This is an AI generated art, but everything else I did was a remix. So I just use it as a template, and I just remix the stuff out of it to make it look cool. So let me get back into the backstory. All right, the state of serenity. Sages and spiritual seekers hold the state of awareness known as the state of serenity. In the highest regard, it's been described as a feeling of tranquility and contentment on the inside, a time when one's thoughts are at rest and one is fully present. It is stated that when a sage reaches this level of enlightenment, they feel one with the cosmos and all of its inhabitants. As their awareness broadens, they begin to experience a connection to all other sentient beings. The sense of oneness, love, and compassion for all life is believed to overwhelm them. And a further characteristic of serenity is an increased capacity for insight and awareness. It is thought that sages in this condition have access to deeper levels of knowledge and insight, and may view the world and its secret from a fresh perspective. They are claimed to have the wisdom to teach others about the afterlife and the meaning of life because of their profound insight into these topics. Sages and spiritual searchers must practice yoga, mindfulness, and meditation on a regular basis in order to reach the state of calm. If they want to be fully present in the moment, they will need to learn to still their thoughts and let go of all preoccupations. With time and effort, people are able to rise above their limited senses of self and enter the heightened state of awareness that precedes the serene state. Each spiritual tradition has its own methods of describing this state of serenity, yet all agree that it is a place of perfect tranquility, oneness, and enlightenment. Many people who have reached this level of consciousness credit it to providing them with the deepest sense of purpose and happiness they've ever known.
Wow, well that's deep. That's deep. Yeah, it looks so cool. It's so mesmerizing just to watch, like how it's like flowing into the clouds like that. It's really nice, and the visuals fit what you read there really well with just the whole theme,
very much,
the whole themes and everything. Meditation helped me a lot, says Funkin. That's great.
Yes.
And then I went and just perused your market a little bit to get some other nidbits here, which will be for the Grubfish games. So, okay, so you answered Luna, who Luna is, because I noticed she's in all the names of these NFTs. I was wondering that. But of course Luna means moon, so I like how that fits as well. That's kind of part of the theme too. NyteWolf even, NyteWolf. So,
yes.
Do you have any background around some of these? So Luna 22, Path of Enlightenment. I guess they all have a crazy big paragraph about them.
A pit paragraph is more like, like every time I do something or I witness something, I just feel inspired by something. So this one right here really touched deep with me because this is when my best friend passed away. So I was inspired by making this art because of him, just to pay respects and remembrance of him. Yeah. So this
Okay.
one really, every time I look at this, it reminds me of him.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, it's really pretty. I mean, really pretty looking. That one's gonna go to 5th place, and for 1st place, I'm gonna have a Luna 22 Shaman of the Wolf. Oh, this
Yes,
is the
sir.
art you were
Yes,
looking
sir.
at earlier, but this is a variation of it.
Yes.
The number 2207 of 2222.
22's. I know. I love the number.
Yeah, yeah. There it is. There we go. So, yeah, that is the same one you were looking at in your slide. All right, great. That's going to
Yes.
go to 1st place. And then every 5th place beyond that, we'll get a promo NFT. What's up, first time chat? Darkus, welcome. From time to time, I tune my guitar to 432 hertz. You're going to have to show us that, Funkin'. All right. So let's go ahead and do a grubber game. Actually, no, real quick. Let's look at these other two, which will be on the next Grubfish. So this one is a Swift Current Luna 22.
Yes. I was just tapping into the elementals.
The
You get the
elementals.
swift
Yeah.
current. A play on word is the flow, water.
There we go. I don't know why it's loading extra. Ooh, okay. Look at that. That's pretty. I
Yeah.
like the
Thank you.
subtle movements and stuff in the background. The fact that the water looks like it's falling, it looks so cool. Mesmerizing, trippy,
Thank you.
hippie, trippy,
brother.
psychedelic. All those cool words. And
Yes, let's go.
then we got
Congratulations.
a Lucy Luna 22. That one looks more
Oh,
like
yeah.
a Metro type.
Yes, cyberpunk. Actually, it was-
Cyberpunk. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. It's actually inspired after I watched the anime on Netflix. I was like, yo, I'm digging it. So
Yeah,
that's the
okay.
character, Lucy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I see your logo hiding in there. I like it.
Yes.
And again, it's got the animation on it, so like the sky is kind of like moving too. Let's look at that again.
Oh yeah. Also
play.
has the soundtrack too. Don't forget about the soundtrack.
Oh, I'm missing these. Okay.
They all have soundtracks.
They all have soundtracks. Oh, that's great. So awesome. I like how the sky on this one, the sky's moving. I love like space galaxy type stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm
just-
a big sci-fi guy.
Yeah.
Sci-fi.
It's awesome. And nature. I just like nature visuals and stuff like that, and art. So really beautiful stuff. So that's what's going on in the next Grubs. Let's go ahead and do one, and then we can move on. 25 people in here. 1st and 5th get one of those really beautiful NFTs we just looked at. Every 5th beyond that gets a promo NFT. The biggest Grub killer gets a promo NFT. Let's get the show on the road. Turn me off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Here we go! In a 3, in a 2, in a 1! Good luck! Oh, good luck! We should see some people in the chat doing some moves. Ivy for Northern, Funkin', Cats PR, Bent SW, Jehu Leader, Nika. You're all in here to win it. You're all in here to play it. Grub a dub dub. Where you at in the world there, NyteWolf? Where
I'm
do you-
in Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. Awesome.
Yes, nature, and also weed.
Does that inspire some of your ideas?
Oh yeah, definitely weed and also mushrooms.
Okay. I see it. I can see it. Well, power to you in those legal areas. Party on,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Party on.
You gotta party, live life to the fullest.
Well, party on, but the fact that you're creative, you're using it to be creative. I like that.
Yes,
I like that.
Gas to.
a creative outlet. You used to live in Eugene, Oregon, says Funkin. Eugene,
no, I
eh?
traveled there. You used to live?
He did.
Eugene?
He did.
Okay,
Funkin
I've been
did.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
Funkin, yes. I visit there.
I don't think I've been to Oregon. I've been to many places, but not Oregon.
Oh, you gotta go. If you like nature and you like the coast.
Yeah, I hear it's beautiful, and the beaches are. I've seen the videos.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Congratulations! What is it?
Oh, sorry about that. Congratulations, but have you heard of the Oregon Vortex?
Oregon Vortex? No.
Yes, they're ley lines, right? In Oregon, and it's pretty. When you get there, it's just like it's very weird because the energy, and everything, and all the animals don't even go past there.
Huh. We'll have to look into that. That sounds interesting. Congratulations, Scythian! Scythian, you got the Luna 22 Shaman of the Wolf Moon.
Congrats.
5th place is Ben SW Pub Lover. Congrats, you got the Luna 22 Path of Enlightenment.
Got it.
Very nice. And then we got a promo NFT from ConsumerBreak, which goes to Lucky Nino and Go Peril. Go Peril's a double winner today. And a promo NFT goes to Avi Fornove. Congrats. And 25th place NFT.
I swear Go Peril is cheating. He's cheating.
He's got a bot. No. Well, we got a smaller group than other times, so a little better chance of winning here.
Yeah.
And our biggest grub murderer. Looks like it's gonna be a tie if this thing loads. Avi Fornove and Funkin' Crypto with 2 murders. You both win. You both win a promo NFT. Congratulations, you grub murderers. Crazy drum circles out there in Oregon, huh? I like that. Some hippie drum circles, huh?
Oh yeah, in Portland, drum circles.
Nice. Well, I love it. I love the art, the whole, the mentality, the peace, love, harmony mentality, and crazy festivals too, and achieving enlightenment and in your own type of way, however you interpret that, your ownness, figuring out your own path and your own self and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody should explore their own. I'm not as good at putting what I'm thinking into words, but you know what I mean. Explore your own mind, figure out your own self, enlighten yourself, meditate, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff online to research about it as well, and become a better version of oneself.
Yes, that's the key right there.
All right, let's go ahead and hit another play. Now, after this second part of the interview, I'm going to go through the remaining Grubfish fast, y'all. I'm not going to stay here for hours. So we're going to look at some art from NyteWolf here, but then after that, we're just going to do some back-to-back Grubfish till the end. So that way we're not here forever. But we'll be back in like 15, 20 minutes for the next one. I'm going to turn your screen share back on. How about you go through and just look at some of your favorite arts and anything else you want to show as well. Maybe even how you go about making some of it, I think could be interesting too.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever you want. All right.
Yeah, the idea.
There you go.
So we're going to start all the way down here, where I started. So this is all my original NFT. From my second collection. So I'm going to type this up real quick. Shoot.
Funkin' used to play at open mics over on the coast and mouth of the river and watch the sunset. Well, that sounds fun. That sounds
all right.
fun.
Right here, this is my first NFT I ever created on the WAX blockchain.
Nice.
My Cataluna face swap series. This is like more of a promo.
Mm-hmm.
So I just enjoy doing this. This one I just started doing the giveaways. All this stuff is all free. I don't really sell them. I just because this is what started the whole thing of like doing giveaways and me as the giveaway guy and promoting artists was from this collection alone, and it gave me an opportunity to experiment. And I also did like a was it food waste project management or whatever, and because I had to get this done in from my university class, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tie it into NFTs,
Nice.
food waste project awareness of the 22, so I did that,
Oh,
also
look at Funkin's comment just now. Today's my oldest son's 22nd birthday. That's what I'm talking about. 22.
Yes, 22. Yes. Congrats and happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Indeed.
Out there.
Well,
And,
I didn't know your son was that old, Funkin. You got a 22nd, 22-year-old, huh? Awesome. So cool. You tied in food waste project. Yeah. What else you got over here?
Okay, food waste project. So let's see. Let's come right here. Okay. So when I started the Made with Love collection, right? This is this one right here, Queen My Cataluna. I'm like, okay, this has seemed pretty cool. You got the face swap. So it's from an artist, So I just face swapped it and made it into something. It became something, NFT. And I also got it's from Ava Max, and I was like face swap. Every info has like okay, the artist, who's the artist, right there. So I make sure that I reference them.
Okay.
Because
cool.
I'm borrowing their whole, pretty much their content, and just do giveaways, and it was just fun. I just had a lot of fun. It wasn't about making any money actually. It was just about okay, how can I start doing giveaways, and how can I better myself at just doing posts on tweets. So I get this. I did it so many times, and has over 22. Each season has 22 variety. So this is season 1, season 2, and I think I stopped kind of like at season 3, and I still got to finish it. But I'm a type of person that I'll come back to it later.
Nice.
And I got some collabs too. This is collab with Marcus. See what else. Oh, this is when I first after I got done with my first season, I did like a thank you card. I made a little thank you card, My Cataluna thank you note 22, because I was pretty much working on to my second collection, which is the NyteWolf 2222. So I took a break off of this collection and went over to the NyteWolf 222 collection. And yeah,
cool.
Right here. So this one has at least for the schemas is right here. I got the AI art right here, the one of ones, and also like some giveaways I've done. If you go through it real quick, the one of ones is right there. It's a number 2 where the number 1 mint is burnt. Let's see. I want to shout out to Change Belly for buying my NFT. He was one of my first buyers for my one of one, and also there was somebody. cm.circle.wham, I think it's the wallet address, who purchased a bunch of my NFTs too, and I want to say thank you.
Nice.
So right here, these are the Luna 22s, another face swap. I did this was when I actually started doing the face swap with like just still art, making it like this, just face swapping art, just remixing it. What else? And this is my other collection is what is it? The NyteWolf 22 is actually a remix. All right, so I do a remix of a picture of a photo. Yeah, so art by NyteWolf, the art of the trash 22. So you got a freaking dumpster. All right. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm gonna make it like this.
Oh,
all right, that looks
wow.
like fractal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's put some color in it. You know what I'm saying? It's subliminal if you can actually read it. But
that's a real cool remix there. You can't even tell that's where it started
yes,
at.
and this is the front. Not only that, this is the art right here. Right there, you got the art.
Okay, got
and
animation
that rabbit
on it.
There's
There's a rabbit.
There's that daggone rabbit right there, And you got some frogs, and you got some owls. You got a windows open to nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Upside down.
Yeah, that's
window.
trippy
Really
as heck. And that started with the trash? Wow.
Yes, trash, and this has music on it.
Mm-hmm.
All these ones, all the art by NyteWolf has, what I do is this. All right, I go onto YouTube, and I just say, all right, free copyright music or free instrumentals. You know what I'm saying? Use whatever you want. Okay, you know what? While in the process, I could promote their music, use them as reference. Right? I always reference my information, give credit where credit is due. So it's just it's beneficial. I'm gonna use it for my art project.
Awesome. Do you have any other kinds of utilities other than collectible, or do you plan anything?
I am planning on something. So the utility, the only utility I have in mind right now that I'm still working on is finishing this collection and actually making them blendables. So all the 22 movement NFT will become blendables in the future. One of my goal is actually to do one of one, making merch. I want to do a T-shirt or some sort of T-shirt, but I'm very picky with the quality of material. I prefer cotton, and especially when it's high quality content, not made in, not saying made in China is bad, but I'm just saying I want some quality stuff that you could put into the wash, that when you take it out, it's still good.
Okay, so a little bit of IRL stuff.
Yes.
Maybe staking in the future, or you're not into
staking. I have looked into it. I have looked into it, and I see that staking I could do, but the thing is, it's just a headache because there's people out there that would try to gamify if you don't do the tokenomic correctly.
Sure, yeah. You don't have to create your own token, no.
Yes.
These days, with WAXNFT out, a lot of art collections are starting to create farms, which is great. But you do got to supply the pool with something, so
yes.
it's always a trade-off. And then there's always Wombat to submit to, anyway.
Yes, I've seen it. I've seen Wombat. I've looked at their website, and right now it's just I'm just gonna focus on the art and the blendables because I haven't even none of my collection has blendables yet.
That would be a good that would be a good first step. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm still in the process of doing it, but I'm almost there.
And keep growing that community. Your Twitter be popping. Your Twitter be popping. I love what you're doing over there. So
yes,
keep growing
other communities.
Keep growing those fans and buy your stuff and go from there. I love it. I love the art and just your energy.
Thank you very much.
Your passion for everything. It's awesome. So
yes, thank you. I would definitely, my goal right now is trying to bridge a community from Ethereum over to, WAX actually. So I'm trying to be the onboard. So
that'd be
awesome. I want to give a shout out.
Yeah, we love that too.
I'm trying to give a shout out to BTFD. Rabbits. Definitely they show me love. Because right now I'm in their community. If you look at my profile right now, I got the BTFD hashtag. So right now, I'm really, Rockstar22. I just bought some of his NFTs, and he's a phenomenal guy. He followed the path of the 22. That's why he got Rockstar22. But I want to give a shout out to him.
Nice.
I want to shout out to Go Peril. So there's people out there. I'm networking right now, and I'm trying to create the movement. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to branch out the movement,
especially if
other
you're
communities.
Especially if you're branching outside of WAX to other chains. Great, tell them all about WAX. That's awesome.
Yes, then that's the goal, right? You want people to get into WAX and to understand WAX. It's a great blockchain. I'm not gonna lie, I love it.
Awesome. Same thing for NFTopia. Another quick shill about it, but let's invite all of our friends over there and from other chains too. Let's get all together and learn together and hang out together and all that good stuff. What's up, Zate? What are you asking there? Oh, you saying you got it? Okay. Shouts to Go Peril. That's right. ConsumerBreak's come a long way. Well, thank you. All right, thank you very much. Before we wrap up, let's go ahead and look at NFTopia real quick. I just want to show. I did want to show a couple things here, and since you were a part of it, let's look at your booth real quick. So I'm gonna turn your screen share off. You can
Yes.
view my Twitchers if you want. If you go to nftopia.weebly.com, you'll see all of our info and our next actual event, the official second one. Yeah, there's a code for the puzzle today. The code is Wolf. And even though the interview is pretty much almost over, I'm still going to be here for Grubfish for a while. For a while. Half hour to an hour, right? So we still have Grubfish to go. But what we have here, Waffles Kitty put together this new hype event space. And if you click that one, it's the same thing, but it's reserved for this month and next month before the official convention weekend. And that way it's like separate stats and a separate schedule until the actual weekend. And we actually have a couple of events too. So shout out to Pixtalgia. They got a birthday event on Monday. That should be at 5 p.m. Eastern. And if anybody's free then, we invite you over to come hang out for Pixtalgia's birthday. I'm not sure if I'll stream it yet. I might even stream it too, but I'll at least drop by in there. And then you can, just to check this place out, you can enter here. The booth sales are open as well. So if you are a creator and you wanted your own booth, you can hit sponsor and you can get one for $50. $50. And what does that get you? If you hit the small booth package, that'll get you a small booth like this one right here. It's gonna as soon as upon payment and whenever you upload your dashboard info, we'll place it into the space right away, and it'll be there all the way until NFTopia 3 in October. So it's actually gonna stay there all the way for several months. But of course, only the main events, and especially the main weekend event, will be when people are all in there and looking. But during that weekend, during that April 28th through the 30th, we'll have a hourly events like we did last time, which was a great absolute blast to everybody that came. And each hour we'll be moving to a different booth and doing like an AMA event stream, just like this one that's an hour long. And NyteWolf here was there last time, and he made that presentation for that. So that was a great time. I loved your energy there too. So anybody that's welcome to do it, you don't have to have an NFT project. If you have any kind of website, we also totally welcome you. Anything online you want to show and promote people. Other than that, we invite you to actually come as an attendee, which you can do for free. So if I were to go into this space, if it allowed me. I do got a Grubfish up, so if you haven't already joined, exclamation mark Daniel wallet. Yeah, it is live now. Yep. So anybody can go in right now, like I'm doing. If you're not streaming the way I am, it shouldn't buffer this much. The space is. Hey, what's up, first time chat? It's Shady Jackalope. The space is open, but keep in mind there's nobody in there right now. It's just it's open to look at, sure. But look, I'm the only one. So the next event will be, well, technically the next event is Pixtalgia birthday on Monday, and we'll be using it. But the next actual convention, where it's like a full-blown hourly event, that whole shindig, everything, that'll be April 28th through the 30th. So we have a little bit of time still, less than 2 months. And ideally, I wouldn't be all lag-a-dagging like I am right now. If it does, it does, I guess. But yeah, you can walk around already, and if it stops reconnecting, I was gonna go and check out your booth there, so everything from last one is still there. Everything from the last NFTopia 1, all those booths are still there, all the way until this new weekend on April 28th. So there we go. So if I walk through here, come on, buddy. And you know, one of these days, especially if I need to be hosting all these these events, one of these days I'll get a better computer and it'll just make everything smooth as gravy. But till then, we're not smooth. And then you got all these halls. So if you go into break hall like I'm doing right now, we're gonna walk over here, and you guys see a nice room full of different booths, and one of them will be NyteWolf's. which you called the Path of the 22's. Another really fun thing that we did last time, which we'll do again, is these creators, these booths, they get to participate in a collab blend, and they will drop a piece. We did puzzle pieces last time. They don't always have to be jigsaw puzzle pieces, but there'll be some kind of drop that they will drop for 2wax, and it'll be in their booth, and then people can go around and get all the different pieces from all the booths. Last time we had 18, which was crazy because it was set up in the last few days. This time we're going to do 20. The first 20 booths that sign up that want to do it will be a part of it. And if you collect all of them, then you can blend them all into one legendary NFT from our new collection, the NFTopia collection. So that was really fun. A lot of people participated, and every single one of them that participated sold over 200 in their drops, which was just awesome. I thought you were in this hall, were you not?
I was in the hall with across from GoParel.
Oh, okay, you were in Waffles
Ludi
Hall.
and was it and Ludi?
Yeah, you're in
Momoko.
Waffles Hall. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But here you can, right there, we can just teleport right there. So you see them all here. These were all here last time. Boom. Show directions. Boom. And what was so cool is like some of these collections that participated have never sold 200 before, like the smaller ones. And that was beautiful. Like suddenly they got to sell 200 and they were so happy about it. They're telling me, and like, hey, I've never had my collection show up at the top of Nifty Blocks as selling a lot of drops, and it happened today. It was crazy. So I'm just glad that not only that they were happy, but that the community that came, the attendees that came, also got a kick out of it and went and collected all of them just to do it. So that was awesome. Anybody that was there had participated. That was really nice and awesome, and we'll do it again. We'll do it again. I don't know about a theme yet. We're still figuring that kind of stuff out, but we will have another collab blend. Here, finally, we come here and we got Path of the 22's. So you walk up to this like little booth, and if there was another avatar here, like if NyteWolf was here, we'd be able to talk to each other in cam or voice or chat, and then you can like click on the booth and there's this presentation. Boom, boom, boom. And we would do an event right here live like we just did just now. So that's cool. Just a quick shout to anybody that didn't know. I think most of y'all already do, but you're invited. You're invited to Monday's Pixtalgia birthday. That'll be 5 p.m. Eastern in the space. You just go to nfw.weebly.com and go to the hype space. The hype space. We're gonna do a grubfish for these the last two NyteWolf prizes, which will be the Lucy Luna 22 and the Swift Current Luna 22. Did you want to show anything else before we sign you off here?
Let's see. You know what? To be honest, I'm gonna show you. Was it? Oh yeah, my one of ones I just dropped today.
Oh,
so
nice.
we got the.
Of course, we have the break collab. There's still 9 left. It looks like
nine left on those.
And anybody that buys those will also get a pack of 12 promos from our collection. So there's a free pack of 12 for buying that one, which you get to collect, and it'll be a one, and it's pre-minted, so it'll be a random mint number out of 22 total.
Yes. And I want to make that clear that it's pre-minute too. The taking a break on 22 is pre-minute, so it's just random.
Yeah. So,
so right here,
and it's 22.22 wax. That's right.
Yes.
Which is, hey, it's not bad. That's pretty inexpensive, actually.
You know, I just dropped like almost $80 yesterday on 2 NFT and on Ethereum.
In fact,
that
oh yeah, on Ethereum, yeah, you're gonna waste it all on gas over there.
And with gas, you know what I'm saying? That's when gas was high, guys.
So, in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna buy one, even though I already have the number one. Ooh,
she's a special one.
But I'm gonna buy one and give it away on a future grubfish. Future grubfish.
Yes.
So that'll just be hanging out until next week. So you can get 12 shiny out of that airdrop promo pack. Technically, that would be some insanity of odds there, Mr. Randman. But because we haven't seen a shiny, so all of our packs have a 0.05% chance. It's 1 in 2,000 odds of any pool to pull a shiny creature. And we haven't seen one in a couple months. It's been like 2 to 3 months. So if you pulled, but technically you can pull 12 in the 12 pack. And if you do, you go and buy that lottery ticket, Randman. You go and buy that ticket.
You better.
That is your day, son. That's your day. No, the closest we got was not in 1 pack, but Funkin' Crypto here. Boy, when I saw that, he got 2 packs in a row. And they both didn't have many in them. I think it was like a 1 pack and a 3 pack, something like that. And he opened 2 packs back to back and had a shiny in each of them. So it was like a double shiny in 2 packs back to back. That's the closest that we've had to 2 shinies together. And
wow,
what the luck! What the luck!
the luck.
All right, so we got eight remaining on that. Oh. I got your screen share up. I did it on my screen, but I went and bought one. So I got one, and there's 8 left.
8 left, guys.
Be useless to buy a lotto ticket with that. All the luck would already been used. I guess. I guess. I'd call it a lucky day. I'd go and swipe one. I bought a couple lottery tickets in my life that didn't mean anything. Or at 7, I worked 7-Eleven for a few months. I do a mistake and it's like you feel bad, so you buy it, and then you lose. But all right, but we're looking at your thing. Show us what more you got.
Okay, guys.
Pretty pictures.
We got a lot of pretty pictures, dope pictures. Eventually, you know what? I hope that these one-of-ones will come in like in real life. T-shirts or something like that, and I could connect them with if I could find the right vendor. That's all about finding the right one. And eventually, I'm trying to do some giveaways in the future with T-shirt and NFT together. As just a way to show gratitude. But yes, back to what I'm talking about was this new one-of-one. It's called the Ocean of Consciousness. Has a little backstory right here, what it means, in the mind of NyteWolf. And also, we got Lunario, the Moon Sage. All right, Lunario. So we got more backstory. So I be writing, I be putting in work. People like storytelling, so boom. But eventually, I'm gonna post this all on on Instagram. So you could just check and look at it if you guys want to know your backstory or the origin or the meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you want to join the old community and keep following along, you got the Twitter. You don't have a Discord server, but you do have a Telegram. So,
yes,
which is fine. Hey, Telegram people like the Telegram. That's fine.
That is true.
So,
that is true.
The links, they are right there in the chat, but they're also in the bounty block. So you can go ahead and follow the things, and then you'll get an entry for them too, and then you'll be in there if you want to keep up to date with what's going on.
Yeah. The Telegram, the reason why is because I make it rain in there. If any Telegram, I know Telegram users know that making it rain means giving out free wax,
Well,
and 2 wax, and it's disperse them by 22, so it breaks them in fraction.
Well, you got like free stuff, so there you go. Get in there, get in the Telegram, and he'll make it rain on you. He'll make it rain on you.
Rain wax, guys. We're gonna make it rain wax.
We'll make it rain wax. Go Perry, you got one heck of a never-ending waterfall going on in your Telegram. I pop in there and it's like 5,000 messages later in 5 minutes. I don't know, but
it's so fun.
We're gonna have you in here too sometime, Go Peril. It's just a matter of scheduling all a bunch of stuff. So yeah, cool. Let's try to wrap things up. Any last things you want to show or tell us before we see you again?
Thank you again, Breakman, for giving me the opportunity and the platform to, to share my art. And thank you for all the supporters that support. I support you guys too, as much as you guys support me, and I'm gonna keep supporting you guys in the future. Thank you. And the art is beautiful. It makes a really fun puzzle. I like seeing some
some good art in our, because our puzzles, we gotta fill it with something nice, you know. We gotta fill it with some content. So if you got a really boring website, then I gotta be creative and make it pretty. But when I have nice artwork like yours to work with, I just flop it in there and it makes a beautiful puzzle. And that's great.
That's great.
But then,
I'm
yeah,
happy.
I met you at NFTopia. I love your energy. I was like, oh, we gotta have a collab going. We gotta get you on the stream and do all the things. So, yeah, it's very nice to collab. Thank you for doing a drop that showcases us. Got our themed around us. Got our logo on there. Very cool. And definitely look forward to other things you got coming in the future. And new arts, new ideas, the blendables. Keep a hold of your arts so you can blend them in the future into better ones. You'll start getting your rarities, and you'll start doing packs maybe and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the goal. You know, that's the goal. And really, on my season 2, it's gonna have a smaller supply. It's still gonna be sticking with the 2, but instead of 2,222, it's gonna be 222. So
Okay.
each season, the supply gets smaller and smaller until it hits 2.
Okay, great. And we'll keep on keeping on, one season after another.
Yes.
5 seasons from now, you're just gonna have all these community rallying behind you. We'll see where we are in 5 years. This should be a crazy time. I'll tell you what, we're all in the right place. Whatever us folks that are dabbling with NFTs and crypto and wax, 5 years from now, we're all gonna be glad we did now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And metaverse and everything else that's gonna be coming. All right, so I'll let you go. It's been fun.
Bye-bye. Take it easy.
Later.